Well, good morning internets. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another day. A little bit of a crisp morning, but hey, that's the way she is for fall. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, we had our first frost warning. Got temperatures as low as -1, so it was getting pretty crisp, pretty chilly. Coldest it's been for, well, quite a few months. However, this is Canada. It is going to get way colder before it gets warmer again. That's the way she goes, right? I always say that cold can't kill you unless you do something stupid. Where, you know, a hurricane or floods or wherever, you know, even a gator crawling into your house at midnight when you're sleeping, you know, can cause you issues. At least, you know, with the cold, you dress warm and it doesn't really affect you much. Well, over the last couple of days, been kind of doing a little bit of cleaning, a little bit of organization in the old office. It's been neglected for a while. When you got other things going on in your mind, things get pushed to the back burner, and then things start to pile on top of each other, and then pretty soon you can't move or find anything, and it becomes a huge issue. Well, I finally took my new custom built computer out of the box, only what, 8 months later. I thought I was going to have to do it a couple months ago when my main rig blue screen, but I was able to bring the main rig back. But I thought, well, you know, I've had this brand new custom built computer for 8 months now, and it wasn't cheap when I, well, had her built. So pretty soon it's going to be a year old, and might as well get using it, right? So I went to go plug her all in. Lo and behold, I don't have a power cord. And I'm like, really? They didn't send me a power cord? I checked my box, you know, with the manuals, checked the computer box, checked the little foam pockets, nothing. So I went out to try to find the power cords, and I totally struck out. You know, the big blue electronics store don't carry them. The big red, you know, that was easy store, wasn't very easy. They have laptop cords like crazy, but they don't have desktop cords. And I got thinking, well, doesn't anybody use desktops anymore? Well, really, a desktop cord really doesn't get lost unless you move or, you know, your dog chews it or something. Where a laptop gets took around to school, friends' houses, whatever, or, you know, dog eats a laptop cord and you need another one for your child. So, of course, they're going to carry those over top of desktop, because they sell more, and that's the name of the game, right? So I kind of just set it there for a bit, because I figured, well, Monday I'd go down, talk to the place that built to the computer, and say, hey, you know, you didn't send a cord with the computer 8 months ago, and do you have one in stock? And go from there. Well, this morning I was rooting around in a corner filled up with garbage and dust and stuff, and lo and behold, I find a brand new cord still wrapped and twisted. I have no idea if it's for that computer or if it's one I had for something else, but I don't remember ever having another loose computer power cord that wasn't attached to a computer. It works. So I got a couple of unboxing videos I want to film of the new keyboard and new mouse that I bought specifically for this computer, and then well, we'll fire up the desktop. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but it'll get done eventually. It's kind of one of them things. Life comes at you quite hard, and you don't know quite which way to turn. Sometimes things get forgotten about, put off, and you kind of got to get her done, or else you get buried, right? So of course, today being a little bit of a chilly day, I got some plans, but I don't know if they're going to come to reality. I still need to prime some of those sheets of plywood and OSB, so if I can get a coat of primer on them, and even if they don't dry fully, I can move them in the garage, and they'll dry over there over the next few days. That's kind of my goal for today, because well, the cold weather's coming. I need to get that furnace installed and all that good to go, because before you know it, it'll be minus 30, minus 40, minus 50 Celsius, and well, we'll most definitely need a source of heat. So gonna go in, make me a coffee, and around we roll. Well, good evening internets. Here we are. We come to the end of another day. However, I didn't quite go as I had planned, but I guess that's the way she rolls sometimes. Sometimes the best of plans are undone by the most simplest of things, and sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate in your favor, and the forecast looks a little nicer coming up, so you're gonna aim for that. Well, of course, I came across an article on the old social media about the use of drones. You know, the kind of drones that people are using to take photos and videos, zoom around, peek in your neighbor's windows, and invade privacy. Whatever they are, the DJI Phantom and DJI Mavic and all them drone type things. I haven't really paid attention to the drones because, well, I really don't have a use for them. Nor will I ever probably have a use for one. I wouldn't mind to play with one and see how it is, but I'm not paying $2,000 for something that I really can't use all the time. Well, apparently Transport Canada, or Transportation Canada, has come across a new set of rules for drone operators, and they recommend that operators carry a $2 million liability insurance. So if their falling drone causes problems, then they're covered insurance-wise. As well as there's a list of rules and regulations too that you have to follow. One of them that kind of sticks out in my mind is not to be used within 9 kilometers of an airport, or helipad or anything like that. Well, unfortunately, in the town that I live in, it's a smaller town, and I'm pretty sure we're within 9 kilometers of our airport. So does that mean that nobody can fly a drone at all in this whole entire town? You know, those people that are flying drones in the park on the weekend, those people that are flying theirs for photos or to shoot events and stuff like that, are they violating FAA rules or some kind of rules? Are they violating something there? Is there a gray area that Transport Canada kind of turns up their back to unless there's an issue, and then we'll hand down a fine? Is there kind of an area for that? I know there has been cases this summer and the summer before last of people calling in to 911 or the police of their neighbor flying their drone around, and I don't know, there's a gray area there. If you're flying it in your backyard, you're not really hurting anything. What's wrong, right? But if you start going from your yard into your neighbor's property, like your neighbor's airspace, to me that's where I draw the line. They do have cameras on them. They can be intrusive. Some people don't like their photo taken or video shot of them. And if their wife or girlfriend's laying in the backyard and here you are with a drone overhead, then there could be a problem, right? It just seems that anything fun in life that you try to do, the fun gets took out of it. There's always idiots ahead of you that have ruined it, or ate the silica packet, so now they got to put warning labels on it. and make it more difficult for the next people trying to enjoy it. You know, it's one of them things that I don't entirely understand. So if you guys want to go and look it up, what I'm trying to say, I believe it's like just Google drones in Canada rules and regulations, or Transport Canada rules, and I'm sure the article that I read will pop up, unless the social media article is fake, which it can't be, because everything on social media is real, right? It kind of makes a guy think, you know, all these people that are flying theirs, what happens with these kids too that have these drones they got for their birthday? You know, those cheap, crappy $40 ones that are hard to fly. Do they need $2 million insurance as well? You know, what about these other ones that are a little bit larger? Do they need $2 million insurance? Like, some of these people can barely even afford to pay their bills, much less carry insurance for a drone. It's kind of like your vehicle. You know, you have to have insurance for it, and it's sort of the same way. And apparently that the way they have it is, if you see an operator without if you see an operator with a drone flying around, you're well within your right to ask him to produce, or her to produce, their license, and they have to. And it's like, no, you don't. So you're telling me that if you have an operator's license for your vehicle, anybody can walk up, I mean anybody, you know, and demand to see your license? It's like, that's going to go over well, because that's an invasion of privacy, right? So I could see there being court cases and all that about that as soon as, well, things get a little more popular. I was looking at drones at Christmas time because they had some sales, but you know, if I had my own acreage or my own piece of land where maybe with wildlife or livestock or something, you know, you buzz out there with the drone to see which section the cattle are in, and then you know, buzz on back, then get your gator and go out there and bring them in. But really, for me, the whole drone thing is not much of value or use. Well, that's just to give you a little bit of food for thought. No matter what you try to do, there's always those that will ruin your fun, or try to make it more difficult for you to have your fun, right? So pretty much, guys, gonna end her all here. Today was a good day, tomorrow's another one, and around we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.